Good morning. Hi, Marianne. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, Misty. Hi, Janine. Whew. It was really hard to wake up this morning. Did not want to do that. Good morning, Theron. Hi, Jen. Good morning, good morning. Hi, Janelle. Good morning, Nicole. Hi, Anna. Boom, boom, boom. How's everyone doing? How did we sleep? If it's morning where you are. Hi, Michelle. Oh my goodness gracious. Haley Bieber or Selena Gomez? Selena Gomez for sure. No question. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Julie. Janelle's still in bed. I wish that I was still in bed. Good morning, Christine. Hi, Melissa. Good morning, Jacinda. Hi, Natalie. Yeah, somebody on TikTok was asking, and we're all like, obviously, Selena. Let's not get it twisted. Hi, Christy. Good morning, harmonious earth sound. Good morning, Natalie. Oh, hi, Brittany. Well, I don't even really know what to say to you guys because it's my last coffee and magic here, which is crazy. It doesn't feel possible that like finally we've gotten to this point, but all of the boxes around me certainly say that it's happening. Um, it's amazing how much stuff you accumulate, right? I felt like this was a house that we didn't have so much stuff in it, but I was so wrong. A lot of things. I have an awful lot of things. Do I have I have a lot of animal bones and feathers and dead bugs and dried flowers. Like I'm looking through my cupboards and I'm like, wow, look at you just out there collecting nature and bringing it in the house. So going through all of those things. Um, it's just crazy. It's a lot, but I'm very excited and I'm ready. But yesterday, so for those of you who don't know, I'm moving and I've been here at this house for about 5 years. And it is an old schoolhouse. It was built in well, this particular structure was built in 1865, and in the 1970s, it was used as a schoolhouse up until the 70s. And in the 70s, an older couple, the Davises, purchased this rundown old schoolhouse and added a small addition to it, and like built up the land and had their family here. And I ran across an album that somehow I didn't look at before, but it was unearthed downstairs that they created about all of the renovations they did to the schoolhouse back in the 70s. And I've never met the Davises. I think they've since passed because they were older in the 70s. But just they did everything themselves, like the husband and wife and their family, like little kids and everybody. And it was just like looking through and seeing the schoolhouse, like all the way back in the 70s and how it used to look and just all the love that went into creating what is now here. I was just like, oh, this place is really magical and has been so magical for me. And I know um, so transformative for me as well. And I know my time is done. And it's very bittersweet, but I'm excited for the next chapter. The obviously the album's going to stay here, but here's the funny part: we didn't buy this house from the Davises. There's another family that purchased it. And they added a third edition and updated everything in the second edition so it was more modern, right? But kept the schoolhouse pretty much the same. And that's where I'm in now. Like I'm in the actual schoolhouse building. And so we bought it from them. They had like this gnarly divorce. Okay, it was totally crazy. Like when I bought this house, it was insane. Like we almost didn't like one of them didn't show up to closing. Like it was like the war of the roses with those two, and it was just wild. So anyway, they divorced, and we got this house, and now 5 years later, the husband, the original husband, is repurchasing this house. He called us up before we even listed this schoolhouse, and he said, "Would you be willing to sell the house?" And he bought the house with his new girlfriend. So he's moving back here with his new girlfriend, not his ex-wife. So I was like, "Wow, that is a move." Um, Best of luck, but really great for me because we didn't have to list the house, which means I didn't have to show the house and like all the other nonsense. There's a lot of work that needs to be done here that you really would have to have some commitment to want to do. Um, so it just all kind of worked out, you know what I'm saying? So that's happening. It's all happening. Um, it's just crazy, but it'll be interesting to see what it feels like to do Coffee and Magic at the new place. I'm very excited to set up that space. It's not that far from here. Um, it's gonna be good. But yeah, the weird part, well, everything's weird about the schoolhouse, but when we were closing on the house, my then husband was like, "Man, I hope we don't move in here and get divorced too." Ha ha ha. No, Janelle, we're still paying the realtor fee. We're still paying the realtor fee because he had a realtor and we have a realtor. So it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. This house doesn't pull any punches, let me tell you. It does not pull any punches. Like you move in and it was like, okay, so here are the fault lines you've been trying to cover up, you know? Um, but it's good. So many things have happened here. When I first moved in, I had just gotten my yoga training certification. So I was going to turn the schoolhouse because it's just a big old schoolhouse into a yoga studio, and I did. And so I was teaching yoga out of here for a while, and then started doing events. And I did one-on-ones in here. Like I was running my business from here for the most part. And it's been so wild how it's all evolved. But things really didn't start to move in an interesting direction until I moved out. And I moved out in 2019 for a little while when my husband and I separated for the first time. And that's when I started Coffee and Magic. And I didn't call it Coffee and Magic. I just started going live with like no makeup on. And what I don't know what St. James is, but no, it's not in St. James. Going live and just pulling cards from this very deck. And started doing that in 2019. And I haven't stopped. So it's been a wild evolution for the Coffee and Magic. And I know some of you have been here since the way beginning, and it's kind of wild, right? We've been on a ride, and here we are about to start another one. So very exciting. Now, what I wanted to tell you guys before I get into the cards this morning, all of my OGs, specifically, who were we talking about last night? We talked about Janine. Janine, are you still here? All of my OGs. We just ended the 12-week workshop, and almost everyone is continuing on and wants to continue doing the workshop. And asked about our other OGs. Are the other OGs coming? So I am reminding you, or just letting you know, that we will be restarting the Normalized Magic workshop in April. I'm taking a 2-week break, so we'll start just before eclipse season. So we're moving it from Sunday, so it's going to be Wednesday nights at around 7:30. is what we're thinking, but I could change that. But anyway, Wednesday night, so each week, so we're moving it from Sunday to Wednesday. Everything recorded, of course, and we'll do another 12-week round. Okay. So if my OGs wanted to get back in the group and see your friends and do all the things together, let me know, respond to the emails that I've sent out, or send me a DM on Instagram and I'll just put you on there. And like I said, we're going to get started again in April. I'm not going to do a bunch of marketing for adding people to this group because it is a really tight group, and so I'm feeling like if you feel like you're meant to be part of it, then like you come find me. I'm not going to go grab people. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be great. The 12 weeks have been really amazing, and I'm glad we're going to continue working together, doing the things. Especially since I'm not doing live channeling anymore like I used to. We tend to mix that in as well when it makes sense in workshop. So, okay, Janelle says I miss Jen Rehill. So Jen Rehill, if you're listening, you've been tagged. Janelle. Email her, Janelle. I know she just got back from India not too long ago, so I'm sure she has some big stories to tell. No, I'm not in Long Island. All right, let's get to it, friends, shall we? Shall we? Okay. Anyway, like I said, that's starting in April. If you know you want to do it, just hit me this week if you can, or what I'm saying, DM is fine because it's about to get a little disorganized in here. More than my usual. All right, so it's the last schoolhouse coffee magic. So we're gonna have to pick an object that's schoolhouse related. They won't be schoolhouse related to you because you don't live here, but they will mean something to me. So are you ready? Your first one is peonies. Your second one is a wood stove. And your third one is a hawk feather. Okay? Peony, wood stove, hawk feather. Which of those three random items is calling to you this morning? Peony like the flower, not the skull, but I mean, she's actually boxed away already. But peony flower, wood stove, hawk feather. What are you feeling this morning? Peony, wood stove, hawk feather. Hawk feather. And just like digging up all kinds of things like this. Here's a jar of ocean water. Just a jar of ocean water. Didn't label it, so don't know which ocean. It could be from the Gulf of Mexico. It could be from the Azores. Who's to know, right? Just finding so many random things. So many random things. Peony, wood stove, hawk feather. Yeah, I love a good fire too. I'm really glad that the house I'm moving into does have a real fireplace. That was kind of delightful for me. And I don't know what's in the backyard of the new house because I've been there one time. It was winter and it was dark. So it'll be interesting to see what pops up in the backyard. Ooh. All right. Tell me when you're ready for your peony. We have beautiful peonies here. There's one peony bush that's white ones, and it's the biggest one ever. Massive bush. And then we have other like bright magenta ones and pink and cream ones and soft pink ones. And I don't know, I kind of want to take some of the peonies with me. Oh yeah, sorry. Forgot what I was doing. Okay, so if you're just joining us, here are your choices. These are items from the schoolhouse that resonate with me, but pick which one resonate with you. Peonies, wood stove, hawk feather. Peonies, wood stove, hawk feather. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna dig one up. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so this is gonna be your peony, the serpent, restriction, and love. Now, this is okay, this is an interesting one. Okay, well, I mean, these two things, okay, are very big energy, very powerful energy, and at the same time, misunderstood energy. So you've been in a space that is bringing you into a deeper, more full, and perhaps really different understanding of what loving and healing really mean. What is love? What is healing? Those things are up for retranslation for you, re-understanding for you. And as you go through that process, really expanding your own ability to enjoy life, right? Because you're understanding that love isn't conditional, isn't so small, and it's more of a feeling, right? It's where you're rooting into now. And your healing isn't this like drudgery process. It's the process of revealing and pulling things off that no longer feel good, that feel too tight, right? The restriction card is here because even while you're doing that, you have an old program that just keeps like getting in the way, like a pop-up window that's like, hey, don't do it. Stop doing this. Stop doing it. Stop. It's dangerous. This is uncomfortable. Turn around. It just keeps popping up and like you're just like click, click, click. You know what I'm saying? And it's very annoying. But understand that it's going to stop popping up with as much frequency as you move into this new energy. So it's just a little bit of an encouragement to not don't give up on this process. Okay, don't give up on it just because you keep getting pinged by these stupid pop-ups. Like it's okay. These were paid for by the previous administration. Do you know what I mean? Like it's new everything. But these are still kind of like you just need to run out their course, okay? So it's fine. Just keep clicking them, clicking them, clicking them, clicking them. But keep playing your game, right? Keep doing your work. Keep learning a new way of love. Keep learning a new way of healing and allow yourself to be in the expansiveness of that. And I just keep seeing that image. Just eventually they won't pop up anymore. Okay. But for now, just you know what to do. Find the X. Sometimes they hide the X, right? And confuse you with words that look like real things. And you're like, oh my God. And then you click it, it's another whole thing. Don't do that. Just find the X. Just take a minute, find the X, stay calm, and keep going. That is your peony message for this morning. Yeah, so about taking the cuttings with me. So I'm going to be gone too soon before the peonies bloom. Obviously, they're just starting. I see the little purple stems popping up. I have to dig them up, right? Like, I can't just cut them. Did that hit for you guys? I'm seeing emojis. I don't see great. It's fine. All right. If you're just joining us, that was the peony message. If you missed it, you can watch it again on my IGTV or YouTube. The next one is going to be wood stove. We've got wood stove, and we've got hawk feather. So those are the last two. No, I'm not going to come back for sure, and I'm sure they wouldn't give me permission to do that. But I'll dig them up. Nicole's saying they're tubers, so I'll just dig some of them up and bring them, and we'll see how they do. All right, so this is going to be your wood stove. Okay, doing the shuffle, shuffle. Okay, don't plant them too deep. Thank you. Bye, Nellie. Tell me when you're ready. All right. Dragon, wealth, abundance, and the cat. I bet you know what we're going to be talking about this morning. That's been literally the theme of everything. It's the B word. Okay, so we've got dragon, wealth, and the cat. And this is for the wood stove one. Okay, so let's talk about this friend first. It's not even just boundaries this morning, but it is. It is boundaries. It is boundaries. Just kidding. It totally is. But no, there's more to it than that. It's a whole vibe. Okay, it's a cat vibe. And I know that a lot of you know about cats. You've seen them, you've loved them, you've, been the honorable caretaker for them. It's a whole vibe with a cat, isn't it? Like you may have a cat under your care, but do you own them? No, not really. And that's you, okay? You be the cat. Cats don't give a shit. And it's not that they don't love you, it's more that they love themselves more than your perceived comfort and idea of how things should be. And that's where you're being asked to kind of scooch over into, right? I love you, but I also love myself more than your ideas of how everything should be. Okay. Just because you love someone doesn't mean every aspect of your life needs to be tailor made to be comfortable to them. That's not a relationship. That's like being somebody's caretaker or working for somebody, being their personal assistant, right? That's not the same. Unless they're your child, don't be their mom, okay? Unless they're your child, don't be their mom, right? So, um, that's the cat. Then we have then we have the wealth card and we have the dragon card. Now, what happens? Here's the thing, right? What happens when you shift out of that space and feeling like you need to constantly rearrange yourself to make everybody else comfortable? Well, you have more access to your own energy, of which you have copious amounts. You may feel like, I don't have a whole lot of energy. I don't have a big energetic footprint because I'm tired all the time. I can never get things done. I'm dragon, man. And part of the reason I'm dragon. Part of the reason is because you've been giving all of your energy to people who don't know how to make their own energy. And you likely came in here. We were talking about this in workshop last night. You likely came in here with more energy, a bigger energy platform than most people. And when you have a bigger energy platform and you come into this world, you're typically born into families of people who don't have big energy platforms. So they just pile onto yours because you're the strong one. You can take it. You're good. You seem fine. So here, take all my shit, take all my shit, take all my shit. And you're like, okay, I can do it because I'm able to hold all of your shit while seemingly being able to manage my shit too. And I look like I've got my stuff together. But I ask you, do you truly think that you came into this world with extra energy to serve as storage for other people? Like, right? Like, isn't that weird? No, you came here to do some really massively big things energetically. So, as you remove the people who are feeding off of your energetic platform, you have more access to it. And that feels very big and very powerful. And you're into that space now. Okay. Walking into that space now. Okay. As you do, the abundance that flows will surprise you, but you may have to just gently tweak your abundance program. Okay. So when you think of money, do you think of abundance? Do you tie those things directly together? Is when I put this card up, do you automatically think money? Be like super honest. When you think of wealth and abundance, do you automatically think money? Is that the first thing that pops up in your head? I'm asking, so like answer me. And then I'll keep going. Okay. Well, obviously my work should people are like, ah. Okay. So if you said yes, if the first thing that popped up when wealth and abundance popped up is money, this is an amazing opportunity for you to rewire that. Here's why. Okay. And I don't want you to do that thing where you're like, oh, fuck, I got the answer wrong. There's no such thing. We're finding out something. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to know what your program is if you want to decide if you want to keep it, right? Maybe abundance and wealth being directly connected to money for you is what you want. Then good, leave it. But if it's not what you want, I'm going to talk about it for just a second because here's the thing. Money isn't actually a feeling. It doesn't have any of that kind of energy to it. Money is actually just a physical manifestation of currency, right? Of energetic currency. Money is just money, okay? Currently, that's what we are using to exchange for goods. So, if you directly connect wealth and abundance to a physical object like money, it's always going to feel not enough for you. And it's not going to satiate you. It's not going to feed you because it contains no nutrition. You need more than just money, right? So, how do we figure that out? Go a little further in your questioning. If you said, yes, wealth and abundance equals money, then my next question to you is, how does it feel to have money? What would your day look like if you had unlimited money? All of those things, right? And what you're looking for at the end of those questions is, what does it feel like to have a lot of money? And that is where you're going to find your information on what wealth and abundance really connects to for you. So when I do this exercise for myself, right, the biggest thing that comes up for me is freedom. Wealth and abundance to me is freedom. Freedom to wake up in the morning and choose to do my life exactly how I want to without having to worry about how other people want it or if I can afford it or not or anything. It's freedom. It's 360 freedom. Okay. That's how it feels for me. Now, do I have unlimited money in the bank right now? No. Am I living in the energy of financial freedom? Yes, maybe not all the time, but that's what I'm leaning into. And why? I'm not running around being delusional, running up credit cards and being like, money's not real, so it doesn't matter. That's literally not the vibration we're talking about. But there are moments in my day, right, where I feel very free and very abundant and very blessed. And when I feel those moments, even if it's 3 minutes out of the entire 24-hour period, in those 3 minutes, I am boosting the fuck out of that energy and saying, wow, that's what that abundance feels like. More of that. It feels so good. It feels so good. And what happens? More of that comes to me because I'm aligning myself with that vibration. And that's really all it is. And if you're at a point in time where like you hear that and every part of your body goes, fuck that, that doesn't make any sense, then that's fine. It's not the time for you. But if you hear that and you're like, yeah, keep going. It will work. If nothing else, I'm living proof of that because this hot mess shit show has been figuring it out. I'm gonna put myself into it and we figure it out. So that is your wood stove for this morning. Okay. Apparently, it's a little bit of a rewire on what you believe abundance means. Okay. So our last one is going to be hot feather. I'm shuffling. If any of my friends just popped in here, I wanted to remind you that I will be continuing the 12-week Normalized Magic workshop. And if you want to be a part of that, just send me a DM or respond to an email and I will get you on that list. It's going to be good. If you like Coffee and Magic, you will love workshop because it is basically a more intimate version of Coffee and Magic and we really delve in and support each other. It's such a great group. So if you've been in it before and you're like, maybe I want to do it this time, okay, come join us. It'll take us through, let's see, it will be like April, May, June, July. It'll take us through the summer. It'll take us through the summer for 3 months. So it'll be good. All right. Last one, wood stove. Oh. The last one is hawk feather. Sorry. All right, you ready? Last one. All right, here's your hawk feather. We've got the water fairy, the butterfly, and the king. What's this story? This is so different than the other pulls, right? So this is your hawk feather. You've got the water fairy, the butterfly, and the king. All right, so let's start with the water fairy. So when the water fairy comes up, we're tapping into our feelings, right? We're in the realm of emotions. Okay. I'm going to guess that if this is coming up for you, if you like felt drawn to this card, you have had a very interesting journey with your emotions, and you probably spent a good portion of your life hearing that you're too emotional. You're being too emotional. You need to calm down. Have you heard that? Is that something that you've heard in your life? Like you're too emotional, too sensitive? Those two, too emotional and too sensitive, I think were the big ones. Let me know. And and you know, it's one of those things where you've, playing off of that, having that big energy platform and other people kind of taking your energy in order to keep somebody in a space where they are still willing to give you their energy for free, you have to psychologically trick them into thinking that there's something wrong with them. Okay. Narcissists are really good at doing that, but they're not the only ones who do it. Whenever you are being treated in a way that makes you feel less about yourself, that's a good indication that you may need to look for some manipulation. Because the only reason another person would need to put you down would be to be able to get some kind of control over you. So you never feel good enough about yourself to actually seek a relationship that's not so toxic or conditions that don't make you feel so bad. Or, God forbid, you stop giving them free energy because you realize that you're a sovereign being and it's draining you, right? So, whenever you kind of tap into that feeling of like, whoa, they're telling me I'm too emotional, I'm too sensitive, I'm too this, too that, just remember there is manipulation there, right? It doesn't need to be a mastermind to do that to you because it's a learned behavior. And people learn it from their parents, they bring it through. It's a thing we do. But now is your healing time. Curse breakers unite, right? Lineage curse breakers unite, which means you're the person in your lineage, in your bloodline, who's going to stop doing that. Okay. Your sensitivity, your feelings, your emotions are really important and they should be listened to, not studiously ignored. Okay. So, what this shift is, my hawk feather friends, is moving your emotions from the dungeon to the throne. Dungeon to the throne. Jen Rehill just joined. Okay. Do you understand? Do you feel that transition? Dungeon to the throne. And that's why the king is here, to put the power behind them. Okay? The butterfly is here because as you make this transition, whoop, everything starts to look a lot different. Okay? You are going to be able to react to life in your own time frame, taking the time necessary to truly feel and honor what is happening before you react to it. Some of you require kind of like a solo time with your emotions before you move out into the world and react to them. You need to feel them. Like, you need to just go and feel your feelings. And then you can come out and be like, all right, this is how I'm going to handle the situation. If you've never given yourself the space to do that and that's how you process them, then you've got some reconnecting to do with that, right? But however your feelings make themselves known, this is now your time to honor that and to give it so much love and so much amplification. Okay? Because what your feelings are doing, what your emotions actually do, is they give you information on how things are affecting your energy, right? So if you are in a conversation with somebody and they say something and it makes you feel kind of like, ooh, I didn't like that. Maybe instead of completely ignoring yourself, you take a moment and ask, why did it feel that way? Right? Why did what they say make me feel that way? There's something to learn here. And maybe it means you ask them a question like, you just said XYZ. Can you please clarify what you meant by that? Make sure you understand, right? Ask clarifying questions. If a person means to say something hurtful to you and they just say it and think they can like get it out there and like it's totally fine, when you ask them to kind of clarify and repeat it and double down on that, you're going to learn a lot about them too, right? Either they're going to double down on it because they give no shits, or they're going to back away because you caught them. Okay? So that is your hawk feather story for today. We have a lot of stories about boundaries and energy today and our understanding of that, and I love it. I'm taking all three of those messages for myself today as well because it feels, um, they all feel resonant to me. So I thought that I would be crying here this morning, but I'm really not. And I think that's interesting. I don't feel sad today. Maybe I'll feel sad another day. Um, I know that it's going to be really great in this next chapter. And I'm just honoring the space and feeling so grateful that it has held me for this long and that we've been able to do this together. I will have very fast Wi Fi at the new place too. Um, so, as far as scheduling goes, this is my last one here. I'm taking a break and I will not be back until the week of the 14th. Okay. So I'm probably not going to be here on the 10th, but I might. It just depends. I don't know how things are going to lay out. I will be at the new house by then. So it'll either be the 10th or it'll be the 14th, which is a Friday, that I'll be back for Coffee and Magic. I will send an email out, of course, with that information. Hi, Chris. Um, and of course, follow me on the socials. I'll definitely be posting things about the journey and all of that. And before I leave you, one last reminder, especially to my OGs and Jen, you've been requested. Um, if you want to join the Normalized Magic workshop for the next leg, pretty much everyone's staying in for the next 12 weeks. We will crank that back up again right the day before eclipse season starts. Okay. So we'll be gearing up and ready to go. I also want to remind you, because I will not be talking to you on that day, that Friday of this week is the really big energy spike. Okay. This is going to affect everybody differently, but don't worry. It's a spike. So, what does a spike do? It shoots up, right? And then it comes back down. So, it's just going to be a big pulse that day. How do you best make use of that? Stay loose, drink water, and go with the flow. Okay? Just go with the flow. And again, trusting your feelings. So, that's Friday, the 31st. It's in 4 days. Boom, big boom, boom. Okay? And then we're going to be riding this wave that's going to take us on a little bit of a journey all the way through April 20th, which is when eclipse season starts. I'll be back before then just to chat with you about things, but just know that we're entering a time of massive, really fast integration and transformation. And what this transformation isn't just starting right now, guys. This has been happening for you for years. This is the end part of it, okay? That means that anything that hasn't turned into what it's going to become is going to suddenly sprout legs and do that. Okay. So expect things to look miraculous only because they've been forming without your eyes on them. So you didn't see every step of the way. So it's going to look like a miracle. Like, how did that happen? But it's not. It's not like a spontaneous thing. It's been worked on for years. It's just now popping into the physical. Okay. It's going to be wild. Can't wait to hear all about your adventures that you have. I love you guys so, so much. Make sure you're on my email list. I will send stuff out. I'm also going to post, obviously, on Instagram and the stories and everything to let you know what's going on. But woo, here we go. So, mwah, thank you for being here today. Talk to you soon. Goodbye, my YouTube friends.